Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome in. Thanks for watching today on YouTube TV, listening on Sirius XM channel 158, on TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, or any of our great affiliates across the country in this hour. Warren Sharp, bottom of the hour. Give out a couple of looks maybe for tonight that he's on. We have the good, the bad, and the ugly coming up in 45 minutes. We'll spend the beginning of this hour talking about Week 3 numbers that we have, Pauly. I'll correct something on the Cowboys coming up when we get to their game against the Bears. From the previous hour, Thursday night, we get the Dolphins at the Bills. The look ahead on this game was Buffalo 10. They are up to 12.5. Total is 49.5. You can do the math on figuring out that their team total is going to be in the low 30s here. This is from @LordReebs on X. Miami has allowed points on 75% of opponent drives through 2 weeks, the highest rate in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Most points allowed per drive for any team through 2 weeks in the 2000s. The 2019 Dolphins, number 1. The 2025 Dolphins, number 2. And the Bills are on deck. They getting stops in this game?
No, not going to happen.
Is their defense the worst unit in football?
The Bears might have a worse defense. Maybe when you look at
all
it.
things considered about
With Johnson out now too. They still could have won that game. Another tough loss. I'm just sick of McDaniel. Number 1, he will not use Ollie Gordon. Number 2, he's asked before the game, will he play? What can I expect some snaps from him? He goes, he might play a little, he might play a lot. I mean, thanks. I mean, what is this, Wahlberg and Departed? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe bleep yourself. I mean, it's ridiculous. So it's they look so good at times on offense, and now they can't stop Drake May, and they get beat. But all the other thing is the listeners had it right. Congrats. I was way off. Apologies. I thought the Jets had a shot in that game. The Jets couldn't move the ball.
No, nothing.
Fields was horrendous. They were 0 of 11 on third down. And again, the Bill. Here we go now, right? You change the coach, defensive-minded coaches. They can't stop anything, the Jets.
No.
Year 3 of this.
Maybe their defense is the worst in football. Keep being told how great these players are across the board.
Bring in Glenn. Bring in Salah. That doesn't matter. Can't stop a damn thing. I hear about all this talent they have.
So 12.5 now. I mean, if the Bills want to, they're going to score 40 points in this game. If they want to do that.
Well, remember last year, though, they almost got you in Survivor. Miami hung in there and should have won the game and outplayed them. But it's a terrible defense.
Of course it is.
Allen should be able to do what he wants here and just go off, especially through the air.
They scored 30 on the Jets yesterday, and they were not even that impressive, in my opinion.
Yeah. You're good point. They could have scored 55 if they wanted to. They took it easy on them.
So, I don't know. Like, in theory, like, should Tua, did we actually see something from the offense yesterday? Are they going to get this corrected? Because Hill had a good game, Waddle had a good game. I got to say, like, if Achane doesn't step out of bounds, they win the game probably.
Yeah. But then you get the big punt return, and then you give up the kickoff.
Give it right back. You give it right back.
Yep.
How about this game? The Colts are playing at the Titans. I'm intrigued.
You have to be. Indiana Jones here.
I know.
I mean, what a story. Your buddy. You ripped him. So I know.
Oh, I'm the only person that's ripped him.
Hey, O'Connell thought enough about him. But listen, they made the right choice. I don't know where we see Richardson again. But what this guy is doing here to score on their first 10 drives of the season, and they don't punt yet, and what Taylor's doing, I will say Steichen almost blew the game. That was ridiculous. Well, we were in field goal range. It's a 60-yarder. He was short.
They played for a 60-yarder.
You got bailed out.
By a horrible call. I hated the call.
Just like Heupel. Well, I'll shut it down here. Got plenty of time. Nah, a kid can make a 45-yarder in college, no problem.
Yeah, no problem. I like playing for a game-winning field goal in college.
Sure. I got to come back with Indiana Jones. I have to. I just, Tennessee hung in there for a little bit, but I just think Indiana, the Colts rather, they're so good offensively right now, and lose. Denver blew the game. The Knicks interception again. Of
course.
The holding, the face mask call, whatever, the missed field goal. But I'm taking the Colts again in this one.
How about this now, Jonathan Taylor?
Okay, what do you want to do?
In his first 2 games of a season in his career, he has 48 touches, 313 total yards, and a touchdown so far. That is the most touches through 2 games ever in his career. And the most yards he ever had through the first two games, 2022, when he had 238. And he looks fast. He looks spry. He looks like he's in his prime still. Oh, because he is. He's only 26 years old. What do you want to do? You asked me a question about him today.
Yep. I asked you, what'd you see on Offensive Player of the Year? Would you believe CeeDee Lamb and some guys have better odds than this guy? Come on. So he was 30-1 at BetMGM, and that quickly got gobbled up. So now you're looking at like 18. He's 16 at BetMGM, and he's come down, and he's in the 18 to 20-1 range at other spots too. We'll see what Circa does tomorrow when they put it up.
I'll give you this, by the way. Steve Cohen here who is in charge of great guy here at VSiN in town now. Good to see him earlier today. He had a conversation with NFL ref stats on X. Asked him about the end of that Colts-Broncos game. They got back to him and said the NFL calls 4 or 5 leverage penalties every season. This was the first one called in 2025. And they said it's like everything else. The refs pick and choose when they enforce it.
It's an outrageous call. To decide the game,
yep.
That's ridiculous.
But also, I could come back and say, why were they playing for a block? There's no reason. Yeah, let the kid just kick it and miss it on his own.
That's fair. It wasn't even close. It was short and it was wide right.
Yeah.
So, Puka's 11-1. I'm at DraftKings. Puka's 11-1. CeeDee Lamb's 13. McCaffrey's 13. Gibbs is 18. Taylor's 18? Neighbors is 20. I don't get it.
Well, the Giants probably are not going to win enough games for him to win the award, but he's going to put up numbers where people are going to be like, oh, my God, look at this. I bet Puka last week at 16-1, said that on the air. He looked awesome again yesterday.
Yeah.
But Taylor, you might be onto something here with Taylor. What do you want to do with this game? The Steelers are at the Patriots. Pittsburgh outgained by Seattle, 395 to 267. Darnold looked good, 278 in the air.
JSN again?
Feed him all day long. They're going to. 21 first downs to 13. That was ugly again.
I'll answer your question. I saw the move. It's a 4-point move on the over.
Well, that's the only way to look.
That's the only way to look. The Steeler defense, unbelievable how bad they've been. And then the kid makes the boneheaded decision. Didn't know the rule. Tough. Rookie mistake. That's happened 12 times in NFL history. Can you believe that?
No, I can't.
How can that be?
He was a third-round pick. Got one carry against the Jets. Out there, has no idea what the rule is.
Yeah.
And they quickly ruled that a touchdown, by the way, for Seattle.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know if that guy was staying
I had no, like in real time, I'm like, you might want to take a minute. Nope, touchdown. Here we go. Good to go.
No kidding.
Okay.
I think it'd be a high-scoring game.
Oh, man. It's a
too
pick 'em.
Tough with the side. I know. Too tough.
All right. Buccaneers are in action tonight. They get the Jets at home. 44.5 is the number.
I expect it to be Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
I don't love the spot for Tampa. Short week, travel, you're on the road. But it's...
What a disappointment yesterday.
Yards, 403 to 154. Put an asterisk by it. Most of it came in garbage time.
Yep.
0 of 11 on third down. Fields, 3 completions, 27 yards. Fields, now 0-23 in his career when the opponent scores at least 21 points.
How about this? The Jets drives in order. Again, Bills were banged up on defense, including their best defensive lineman out of the game.
Yes.
In order to begin the game. 3 and out. Next drive. Fields fumbled on the first play. Bills had it like around the 20-yard line. After that, 5 plays, 20 yards, punt. After that, 3 and out. Then a 51-yard field goal. First down, punt, halftime. After the half, they started the second half with a 3 and out, trailing 23-3. They got the ball back. It was 30-3. They proceeded to lose 9 yards in 3 plays before punting again. That's when the fourth quarter started and they got the ball back and Taylor was in for an injured Fields. I was watching the game with a lifelong Jets fan, and all he could say was, they're the bleeping Jets.
Yep.
I'm like, what is going on with this offense today? He goes, Mitch, they're the bleeping Jets.
Yep.
He wasn't even watching the game. He just, he's over this. He has been for years.
Sick.
Oh, man.
Sick.
So much promise after week 1. Here's the, I think, best game of the day. Rams are playing at the Eagles. Philly opened up 4.5. Got down to 3.5 now.
Yeah, I like the Rams. And I like the under. There's something wrong with this Philly offense.
216 yards yesterday.
I know. They lose the game if Kelsey could catch the ball.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, Rams and under here.
Hurts had 101 yards passing.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Barkley, 22 for 88 and a touchdown.
Got to talk to Vito's son Wednesday. I'll ask him again. You concerned about the coordinator? I mean, they're
it's a legit question, Paul.
That's 6 straight bad quarters now.
Yeah. Touche.
And I guess it doesn't count what they did in the first half against Dallas because Dallas can't stop Russell Wilson.
Yeah. I wish I would have had the Rams plus 4.5 when it first opened up, but 3.5 I think still might be worth it. Play Rams are damn good.
Mm-hmm. And I don't care that he only has thrown to 2 guys. That's all he needs, Adams and Puka.
Yeah, quickly here, Falcons at the Panthers. Falcons opened up 3.5, I think was the first number, up to 5 now after last night's performance. Dominated Minnesota.
I like this team. How about the job in the draft? They got 4 guys out of the draft on that defense.
Right, and they're playing well.
The kid, the big interception. They're getting after the quarterback. They wreaked havoc all night.
6 sacks last night.
They felt they blew that game against Tampa, and they did. Their identity wants to run the ball, ground and pound. They just couldn't get it going against Tampa. I like what they're doing offensively.
Yeah,
and they finally have it. That's what we said. If Raheem Morris, I'm going to call it right now, say it again. Raheem Morris, Coach of the Year. You can get a big price on that. 80 to 1 was available.
I will point this out. Bryce Young's numbers from yesterday's game, completely misleading. I put nothing into that.
Oh, yeah.
328 and 3 touchdowns. It was 27-3, and he was horrible up until that point.
Yeah.
More Week 3 numbers coming up next. I have to say this is a lot of respect for a home team. This is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Confronting high credit card debt can feel scary. But the good news is, if you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, financial relief options are now available. National Debt Relief is currently offering debt relief designed to reduce what you owe, fast-tracking your way to being debt-free. If you qualify for debt relief, you may be able to pay back significantly less than what you owe and save thousands of dollars. Imagine only paying one low monthly program payment you can afford and saving money as you become debt-free. National Debt Relief has already helped bring debt relief to over 550,000 U.S. consumers, earning thousands of 5-star reviews and an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. You're stronger than your credit card debt. Take the first step and visit nationaldebtrelief.com to see what debt relief you qualify for. That's nationaldebtrelief.com.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Thanks for checking in. We're live in downtown Vegas, Circa Resort and Casino here on a busy Monday. Warren Sharp going to join the program coming up in 15 minutes. We'll get his thoughts on the Monday Night Football doubleheader and his level of concern with the Bengals. You think plus 185 is a good bet to make the playoffs still?
I do. I like Browning a lot. I can't believe he's a backup, and he played well 2 years ago when this happened, and they went 9-8. And I think the back end of that schedule is doable with some other winnable games. I think they can beat the Vikings Sunday, and then they're 3-0. So I think this is possible. And I think Golden can at least have that defense to be average.
Yeah, this is a game that you talked about earlier, right? I saw the Vikings at 3.5, 4.5 earlier today in the game, and then the McCarthy news came out. Total was between 42.5 and 43.5 in this game.
Yeah, there was 47.5, and then now with Burrow out, and then the McCarthy news, we're down to 41. So here at Circa,
yep.
Sorry, yep.
This was on the board last night before the Vikings game kicked off. And I believe I saw 4.5 on it.
Yeah.
And then McCarthy goes out to Wentz, and now they're 3?
Yeah, and McCarthy looked terrible.
Is Wentz an upgrade?
No. I can't. Oh, boy. Well, I guess he could be a veteran, but he just keeps bouncing around. Again, this has never happened before. Mm-hmm. He's starting a game for the 6th straight year with the 6th straight team. The 6th different team, rather. Down the field, yeah. But he's good to turn it over a couple times, too. And he can't move, unlike McCarthy.
Yeah, here's the game I was talking about before the break. A lot of respect here for a home team. Jacksonville favored at home over Houston.
Yeah, well, definitely panic time if Houston loses tonight and they look like trash offensively.
I would agree.
Again, do you think Tampa can get after Stroud here? How bad that offensive line is? You can't run on them. You're right. I don't think Chubb gets anything going. But if they can't get Nico involved and move the ball, then it's sounding because, Jacksonville can't stop anything either. But you go down here, you're up against it. And this is Jacksonville should have won that game. I also didn't like the call against Hunter. I don't think he can make that call.
I would agree.
I didn't like that call.
Didn't like that call. Not a very good call. Lawrence, 24-42, 271, 3 touchdowns, 2 INTs. But where is Travis Hunter on offense? I think he played more than 40 snaps yesterday, 3 targets, 22 yards. They took him second overall in the draft.
Yeah.
I know he's playing more defense yesterday, but he's supposed to be, come on, let's go.
Yeah, I hear you.
He played every down in Colorado.
Yep.
I don't know, man. They led 27-24, 3:47 to play. Cohen elected to go for it on 4th and 5 at the Cincy 7. That was after intercepting Jake Browning for a third time. They had it 1st and 10 at the Bengals 12-yard line. I know we're supposed to, hot takes galore. That's what people want, right? They want to get the clicks going. I don't have a hot take. I'm good either way. Kick the field goal to go up by 6, go for it, end the game, whatever.
All right.
Not going to lose my mind. What would you have done?
I would have kicked it.
Then you force them to score a touchdown and make the extra point.
Mm-hmm.
Packers are playing at the Browns. This number, surprise, surprise, on the move as well. Now 8 here at Circa. I saw as high as 9.5 earlier today. Cleveland smacked on the scoreboard 41-17, although they outgained Baltimore 322-242.
Completely misleading. There was a blocked punt. There was also a turnover deep in their own territory. Baltimore did not play well. That is a misleading score. I like the under here.
At 240 yards of offense. I mean, that's not a lot to
I
write
know.
home about
Henry,
here.
nothing for Henry. Shut them down. But this is, they are the 85 Bears. I mean, this is, look at what this, how's the Detroit performance look now?
I know.
Right? So it could be a long day from Flacco. And I love what Parsons said after the win Thursday against Washington. Score 20 points. We should win the game. 20 should be enough.
Will the Packers be popular in Survivor?
I'm going to say no. Because Buffalo's such a big favorite, and I know Seattle's going to be popular at home against New Orleans.
Yeah, let me follow it up by asking this. Buffalo has the Saints next week.
Yep.
That's at home for them.
Mm-hmm.
So will Buffalo be I don't think they're going to be the most selected team this week. Unless people say...
Because, people don't like to play the Thursday night game a lot, though, too.
But I was going to say that. Maybe they just go, you know what? I want to get it out of the way this week. I don't want to have to live through a Dallas sweat again or an Arizona sweat again. These games come down to the wire like that. Not carnage yet, but it's going to happen. No. We're close.
Well, I was wrong Sunday. I thought Baltimore would be the most selected team.
Me too.
Arizona. So I say Seattle's most selected and then the Bills. I just don't see why you would use Green Bay here.
By the way, something to look for again when props come out this week. Fannin, our guy, 5 for 48, and Njoku 4 for 40. They can make it work with both guys.
Yes. Why not?
Broncos are playing at the Chargers. Now, this is juicy. Monday night game pending, obviously. But the Broncos, how about this? They were out. Where's this defense at?
Yeah.
That we were, I was on the under in that game, 43.5. That was dead in the first quarter. They were outgained 473-324. No punts, no turnovers by the Colts.
Like Pauly Walnuts to Montasante. Welcome to the NFL, rookie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nothing makes sense. Indiana Jones and can't be stopped. It's wild what's going on here.
I will say Bo Nix was much better than week 1.
Yeah, stupid interception, though.
I would agree with that.
Killer.
And they should have won the game. Let's be honest here. Denver should have won the game.
Yep.
And now they're getting 2.5 tonight. I can't wait to see what the Chargers are going to look like.
Well, last year was a classic in L.A. Late in the season. It was a high-scoring affair. Chargers won that game. You're right. See if Herbert can keep this up, and I expect the Chargers to win tonight, too. Saints
are playing at the Seahawks. Seattle laying 7.5 total, 41.5. The Saints had a 3rd and 1 at their own 42-yard line with 1:07 left, trailing 26-21. Couldn't pick up the first down, had a 4th and 1. Fumble, turnover. That's the ball game. The 49ers outgained the Saints 344-307, 23-21 in first downs. Saints offense yesterday, they were okay, I thought. Rattler had 207 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. Kamara on the day, 21 for 99, 6 catches for 21 yards. But I totally agree. I think Seattle's probably going to be the number 1 play in Survivor. Can't blame people for wanting to play them.
Big on teasers.
Another thing, moneyline parlays.
Right, yeah.
And Darnold had 2 INTs, but he was pushing 300 yards in the game and 2 touchdowns. And
it looked good.
So did Kenneth Walker, and so did JSN. Kid's awesome.
Yep. How about this move? Dallas, Chicago. Open 46. It's up to 50.5 at FanDuel. Well, where are the stops coming from in this game?
I'd like to have the over 46.5 in pocket right now.
Oh. Well, Williams takes shots down the field like Wilson did.
Well,
I don't know. But again, that's back-to-back games now. At least what Johnson scripts works right down the field, both games to start.
Right. Is Bland going to play for the Cowboys? That was massive, his loss. I mean, what were they dialing up on defense for those bombs yesterday? Nobody's even close to Wan'Dale Robinson on a couple of those plays.
Right.
It was too easy for Neighbors. He made it look too easy anyway. So they were getting scorched. If he doesn't play, then Caleb Williams should be able to have a field day here against this bad defense.
See if Clowney has an impact either. I don't see if he plays. I don't know.
And let me correct this. It was 34-30 when the Cowboys scored against the Giants under a minute to play. They kicked off and just gave Tracy the 35-yard line, no problem. They had 3 timeouts left. With that defense and what they were allowing all game, that's what I had a problem with.
Okay.
Cardinals at the 49ers. How juicy is this now? This division looks awesome so far if you just look at the standings.
Yep, Niners at the home opener. They'll be ready to go. And we'll see. I think Purdy could play. I expect him to play. But great job by Shanahan and Mac Jones there. And a great call by Buck Miller to use the 49ers and Grandissimo.
I got through.
Along with Richard, SurvivorSweat.com.
That's what you got to do, man. You got to have a set of onions and go out on a limb in some of these contests if you want to, be there dancing at the end. And to get by like that with the 49ers, Brock Purdy status unknown, and they're seemingly hurt like this every single year anyway. Okay, that was a tough sweat to live through, obviously, but man, they're happy today for sure.
They'll be pissed off too. They blew that game at home last year.
And I don't think I'm going to be on Ricky Pearsall props anymore.
Okay.
Because the number's going to go up. He went over yesterday when I had 53.5 in pocket. The number closed higher than that, but he only had 6 targets, and now we saw Jennings come back. He had 10 targets, Pauly, 5 for 89 on a touchdown. Mac Jones made it work with one guy big time last year. We pointed this out. It was Brian Thomas. Maybe that guy is going to be Jennings to look at because Jennings had a much lower yardage prop than Pearsall in the game yesterday.
Okay. What do you think, KC and the Giants Sunday night? 41.5 up to 44.5.
Part of me wants to go Giants money line.
Yeah. Gadaboo, good. They have weapons. They're there. It's got to use them. The play calling sometimes is bizarre.
Well, if Andrew Thomas is back on the offensive line, that can only help, right?
Right. And what a game Monday night. Baltimore at home against Detroit. I know they were sleepwalking. They didn't play well. But going back the last couple of years, when Baltimore has a marquee opponent at home, regular season, they body bag them.
Yeah. It's going to be Goff on the road in prime time. This, to me, just says, Mitch, bet Baltimore team total over. Or go Lions team total under. But then if I say that, I should probably be betting like Baltimore Ravens alt numbers here, like 9.5, 13.5 in the game.
Fake cappers are everywhere lying about their records and scamming bettors. For the first time, there's a real solution. Juice Reel, the trusted marketplace for buying and selling picks with total transparency. On the Juice Reel app, every seller syncs their sportsbook account, their full betting history imported directly from the books. No fake records, no hype, just facts. The only way to sell picks is to prove you can win. And the only picks you can buy from are from verified bettors with real results. Download Juice Reel today, REEL. Juice Reel, get it now. On Juice Reel, you can tail proven winners or get paid when others tail you.
We will talk Monday Night Football with Warren Sharp up next and get his level of concern with the Bengals now that Joe Burrow is going to miss about 3 months of the season.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Love this spot every single Monday. Warren Sharp joins the program now. Talk about Monday Night Football and what he saw yesterday. He's on the Progressive guest line, and right now you can save 50% off on weekly packages when you go to his website, sharpfootballanalysis.com. Use the code VSiN50. Pauly still likes the Bengals' chances because he's a fan of Jake Browning here to keep them above water and maybe make the playoffs. What is your level of concern with the Bengals and no more Joe Burrow for probably 3 months?
Well, the Bengals have a fast start. They should be 0-2 right now. I have no idea how the Jaguars let them come back with Jake Browning entering the game, losing, throwing 3 interceptions, and still somehow winning that game overall. That was mind-boggling to me. And the Bengals should be 0-2. But the fact of the matter is, it really irks me how this franchise has supported and built around Joe Burrow. They left last offseason knowing that they had no defense, a bad run game, and a bad offensive line. Here's where they rank so far this season. They rank 32nd in yards per carry, 31st in quarterback hit rate, 30th in quarterback pressure rate.
Oh.
They can't run the football. And then their defense is forcing punts on only 18% of opponent drives. That ranks 31st in the NFL. So they're bottom of the list in all three of those critical categories through 2 weeks of this season. And now they're dealing with the loss of Joe Burrow. And this is, guys, I was on your network earlier this summer talking about the fact that I think the Bengals are going under their win total. I don't know if that's going to happen with Browning and them winning those two games, because I think Joe Burrow is so elite, it's going to work against them. And that's because I don't think they're going to be able to rely on him all 17 games. It's just too much for him to take behind that O-line, not having the run support, not having defensive support. If you look at all the other great quarterbacks in that AFC, whether it's Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, they have better run games. They have better defenses. They don't have to do everything. And Joe Burrow has not had that. And now we're not going to see him the rest of the season, in my opinion. I don't think he's coming back at the tail end of this thing. I think he's out for the year. So it's just sad and frustrating being able to kind of see the future. It's not that difficult to like expect something like this could happen. And now here the Bengals are. They didn't protect their $275 million investment.
I saw this tweet from a Bengals fan. I forget who it was yesterday, but I actually chuckled. And this person said, well, I guess he's going to win comeback player of the year for the third time. I was like,
not
okay.
what you want to have happen.
No,
Yeah.
no, like that's a silver lining. Doubleheader tonight. I don't know if you're a fan of the doubleheaders on Monday night. We like it out here on the West Coast because it's a 7:00 kickoff, so it's good for us for the second game. But what are you looking at in these two games, Warren?
I don't like it necessarily just because I don't like the overlap. I'm okay with staying up late. I work till like 2, 3 a.m. most nights anyways, but and I'm out on the East Coast, so that doesn't matter to me. Here's one thing just to pay attention to before we talk about breaking down these games. The Raiders are in the second game here. The game starts at 10 p.m. your local East Coast time, and it's not going to end until like 1 a.m. Then they go to the East Coast and play the Washington Commanders, who are at home, played on Thursday, have extra rest to prepare for this game, and the game's at 1 o'clock Eastern time. So one of the worst travel rest situations the entire year for the Raiders. We'll see if the Commanders actually have their quarterback, Jaden Daniels, for that one or not. But look at the first game. We've got the Houston Texans against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the biggest issue to me here is, what are we going to get out of these offensive coordinators? Are they going to change up their strategy entering this game? Because I wasn't very happy with the strategy for either of these offenses in their week one performances, although the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won. You have Baker chucking the ball down the field too deep, low completion rate. You're looking at, do they adjust and throw the ball shorter? How much pressure is he going to be under in this game from the Houston Texans, who are playing at home? And then the pressure is the big issue for C.J. Stroud and that offensive line. They allowed the highest rate of pressure of any quarterback in week one. Now they're going up against a Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense that did a great job of completely shutting down the rushing attack of the Atlanta Falcons. Last week, we just saw Atlanta go to Minnesota Sunday night and run all over the Minnesota Vikings defense. I know there were some injuries to the Vikings defense, but that bodes pretty well about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers run defense. They were also really good at shutting down receivers. That's why in this game, I was looking directionally under. I got a 44.5. It doesn't matter for the listeners. They can't get that number. But if you're looking to get involved in the total, I will go under 21.5 in the first half. I just think that's not my bet, but the directionally way I would be looking here, I just think that this game starts off a little bit slow.
All right. How about the late game? And what do you expect out of Genty after he didn't get off to a hot start on the ground, if the Raiders can move the ball here against the Chargers, who were so good against Kansas City?
The interesting part about this game, we talked about the offensive coordinators who didn't like their game plans last week for the other game. This game, I loved the offensive coordinators. They were very aggressive, and they did it through the air in a manner that was unpredictable for their opposing defense. You wouldn't expect Pete Carroll to come out and just be throwing the ball down the field, but that's exactly what they were doing last week in New England. And the same thing was true for the LA Chargers, doing it with the John Harbaugh, Greg Roman-led offense, throwing the ball all over the Kansas City Chiefs secondary. We'll see if they come out with a similar strategy, since both of them ended up having success in utilizing that strategy and pass the ball at an above expected rate in this game. If they were to do that, that wouldn't bode necessarily well for Ashton Genty. The issue becomes, Ashton Genty didn't look incredible in the preseason, didn't look incredible in week one. Could they actually get some production out of him in this game, or will he still struggle and put everything more so on Geno Smith's shoulders? I do think that Geno Smith in this passing attack has a variety of weapons, even if Brock Bowers isn't at 100%. I've seen some guys coming in and fading the Brock Bowers receiving yards prop, taking that under because they don't think he's necessarily going to be 100% or utilized as much as he might otherwise be utilized. And that's where a guy like Dante Thornton comes into play here. Well, I took his over on his longest reception. I think that's where they're looking to strike, is down the field with Dante Thornton. And if Brock Bowers is limited a little bit or not on the field quite as much, the Raiders inevitably will be utilizing more 11 personnel here, which puts Dante Thornton on the field. He's not on the field very much in 12 personnel, but 11 personnel, that's a different story. So he might get a few more snaps than he had last week. And obviously, if the Chargers are leading, he's probably going to get even more run in this game. And they're looking to connect on a bigger strike down the field. I already shared with you guys before the splits, Geno Smith in a dome, vastly different than Geno Smith outdoors. I'm looking forward to seeing that in this late game and seeing if Geno Smith can get up and have some success through the air against this Chargers defense that was overrated last season, considering all the bad quarterbacks and passing attacks that they faced, the backups, the rookies, etc. They're going up against Geno Smith, who is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL, although not very many people discuss that part of him.
Great stuff. Warren Sharp, our guest. He's on the Progressive Guest Line here on VSiN. We're watching the same sport here. Last night, Sunday Night Football, the Vikings run a 4th and 1 quarterback sneak with McCarthy that had absolutely no chance. Earlier in the day, the Eagles with the tush push, 3rd and goal at the 1.5, 2 yard line. Let's run it once. No good. We're going to run it again. Touchdown. Overall, what do you think of the tush push?
The issue, I think, is becoming a problem right now, and it's because the teams that voted to keep the tush push voted because it's a football play, quote unquote, and it takes talent to execute. Okay, that's fine. But now we're talking about, are there penalties? Should there be penalties on this play? We're getting the bird's eye view that's showing guys are lined up in the neutral zone. We're getting the side view that shows the guards are false starting on half of these. And sometimes it's both guards on the same tush push. And none of it is getting called. And you've got guys in the NFL coming on the broadcast saying that they're tired of the tush push. You've got the general public tweeting about the fact that there's penalties on this play. I think the noise, the NFL does not like noise. The NFL does not like to hear the noise of the public uprising. And I'm wondering if they're going to start throwing more flags. That would change the calculus a ton for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, big time.
That was Dean Blandino, by the way, you're referencing.
Yes.
Yeah, he hates the play. It's a quote. He hates the play.
Well, those false starts are blatant,
yeah.
right? About 90 seconds here. What did you see from Trevor Lawrence yesterday in the Jags?
Well, frustrating. I shared I didn't think that they should have lost that game, but Trevor Lawrence has gotten a good coaching staff in here. Liam Cohen, here's the biggest issue, and I'll tweet about this later tonight. Trevor Lawrence has had the #1 highest rate of drops by his receivers. Do you know that 21% of Trevor Lawrence's red zone passes have been dropped? That's the highest of any quarterback. 11% of his overall passes have been dropped. 33% of his incompletions are because receivers are making errors. Most of them are drops. It's been a big problem in Jacksonville through 2 weeks. Trevor's got to play better. That coaching staff is yelling and arguing a little bit at some of the players. Brian Thomas Jr.'s effort is being questioned. I don't like the way the season is starting there with Liam Cohen. I have higher expectations for that team, so we'll see if they get back on track.
Warren, we love talking to you. Thanks for the time. Best of luck tonight.
Thanks, guys. You too.
There you go. Follow him on X at Sharp Football. Save 50% right now on weekly packages at sharpfootballanalysis.com when you use the code VSiN50. Again, sharpfootballanalysis.com. And he was on the Progressive Guest Line. Good angle there, too, by the way. Always looking at that stuff ahead, right, with the schedule game. Now, we don't know about Daniels yet on Sunday for the Commanders. If he's going to start, it could be Mariota. But the Raiders are going to close that game tonight. Probably finish around 1 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. Travel to play Washington. They've been off since Thursday, and that game kicks at 1 o'clock Eastern time on Sunday. The good, the bad, and the ugly from the weekend coming up next. He is one of the best weapons in football, period, and I have an idea to make TV coverage even better as a result.
If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or personal loans, help is here. More and more Americans turn to credit cards to get by. National Debt Relief is helping qualified clients reduce what they owe. For many, continuing to struggle making minimum monthly payments could take years to pay off. National Debt Relief has already helped over 550,000 Americans reduce their debt by negotiating directly with their creditors. When you call, you'll be amazed at how much you can save and how quickly you can become debt-free. If you want off the debt treadmill, visit nationaldebtrelief.com today. You don't need to declare bankruptcy, and you may qualify for significant debt relief. To find out what savings you may qualify for, simply visit nationaldebtrelief.com. That's nationaldebtrelief.com.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN. The good.
Pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good.
The bad.
I've had it with this job. Got no food, got no jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off.
And the ugly.
First of all, that's horrible.
Wow, that was the worst piece of crap I've ever seen.
All right, a lot of upset Saturday in college football, and because of what's transpired already, this is shaking up the playoff race, and I'm here for it. We could see a lot of new faces. Notre Dame 0-2, Clemson 1-2. Do they both have to win out? Notre Dame probably does.
I don't think Notre Dame 9-3 gets in.
No, I don't think so either. And so that, like, if you just look at the top 10 poll right now, top 15 poll, not that all this is going to stay the same, but look at these teams that could make the playoff. LSU, Florida State, Miami, A&M, Illinois, Oklahoma, Iowa State, Ole Miss. These are some of the teams and newcomers, and what could happen. This would be a nice mix and a lot of fresh faces if this would hold up and happen.
I'm here for the idea, man.
Oh, sure. Great.
I really am.
And we're sick of Clemson, too. It's enough already. It's enough. Also, Cal, I'll put them all together. Cal, Vandy, and A&M. A&M's big win. Reed was awesome. 360 yards and 2 scores to beat Notre Dame. Can they be a top 10 team? Cal was supposed to be awful this year. Go ahead.
How about Cal to make the playoff?
Yeah, Cal was supposed to be terrible, and everyone liked their win total under. They're 3-0, and they're laying doubles at San Diego State. They're going to be 4-0 as they pounded Minnesota at home. And I like the quarterback. And Vandy, a huge win to blow out South Carolina. And then the story of Pavia, the quarterback, telling Theo Vaughn, if we win this game, you can go on a date with my mom. Little weird?
A little.
But okay.
A little bit.
Right? Okay.
But you're also the same guy who always tells, like, friends of ours who comes on the show, tell your daughter hi.
Sure.
You're doing that for 15 years, I think.
Yep. Colts and Dimes.
You do it to Nigel Seeley.
Sure, yeah. Colts and Danny Dimes, 10 straight possessions with a score. Haven't punted. He had 300 yards. And this team was supposed to be awful. 2-0, and I think 3-0 when they beat Tennessee. What a story. Can't believe it.
Great story. My good, there's no argument here. Brandon Aubrey is one of the best weapons in football. Tell me the team that would not like to have a kicker like him on their team, and if they say no, then they're absolutely lying. Clearly, kickers mean something. This guy's the best I've ever seen.
I might give up a high pick for him.
I would absolutely.
He's that good.
A 64-yarder to tie it, to go to overtime. So here's my whole thing, right? We can track home runs to the inch within seconds of the ball being hit and landing. Oh, look at this one. 419 feet, exit velocity, 113.6, launch angle of 19, whatever. Why can't we do the same thing with field goals? And on top of that, when it's late in the game, and it would have been like the first drive of overtime, can we have a discussion here of on the air with the broadcasters? Like, I think he might be good from 72. And you know what? Let's go to the technology. And they could show a replay of his 64-yarder that hit the bottom of the net. And they could break it down and say, this thing, it's like sports science when it was on ESPN. This thing would have been good from 74 yards, right? The angle was there, the launch, the way it came down, it was going to cross it, and it was good from 74 yards out. This guy, in theory, can kick it from his own 45-yard line and might have the chance to go in. Like, we need better technology, and they can make that happen with, like, the angle and where it would land and the goalposts. I'm here for it.
Yep.
This guy's going to change how I think games are broadcast moving forward.
Well, hopefully McAfee's crew's watching because they like to borrow stuff from us and, makes sense with McAfee being a kicker as well. I'll move up and I'll move one right here. I'll take one from. I don't want to overreact, but I would trust this guy from 73 with the game on the line.
I would too.
I need a diaper if I had a ticket against him and he's lining up for 74 from the win. I wouldn't feel good about that.
I wouldn't even watch. I would assume it's a lost cause.
Yes.
By the way, Hoffy time on X Pro Sports Better. He bet this early on in August. Will we see a 70-yard field goal or longer this year? He got 25-1.
Oh.
That was at Caesars.
I'll look for that tomorrow. See if they repost it.
Okay.
Eric Biggio, Mike Grodzki, repost that, please. That was the open 30-1. I think that got down to 10 after Little hit one. Yeah.
I was one of many to bury Russell Wilson after week 1. He looked great. I pin a lot of that on the Dallas defense. However, 450 yards, 3 touchdowns. And as long as that guy can find out a way to make it work with Malik Neighbors, and now Wan'Dale Robinson was good yesterday. That was fun to watch. And good for Russell Wilson, as the old Russ was cooking all day long yesterday. Got to give him some flowers. And I know that you've been saying this for a long time, and I totally concur. The Miami Hurricanes, college football is more interesting when they're good.
Yeah.
My God, 49-12 over South Florida, 576 yards. They ran for 205. Beck 340 and 3 scores. They are the real deal, man. And they're better than last year, the way it appears. When they never even made the playoffs, Cam Ward didn't have. Here's a problem, right? Yeah, Ward never had a lot of help on defense.
No.
So they were good in Miami. The Dolphins, I pointed this out earlier. They have allowed 75% of opponent drives through 2 weeks, the highest rate in the 2000s. They get the Bills coming up on Sunday night. I mean, and then Achane steps out of bounds. But how you return the punt? You get that huge break. What a return. Yep. And then what happens on the ensuing kickoff? Oh, touchdown Patriots. Good job. They're so bad. And I was dead wrong on Mike McDaniel. I can't stand listening to him talk. He sounds like a complete stoner every time he opens his mouth. And Arch Manning, are you serious with this?
Wow.
11-24. And what did I call him after week 1, the loss to Ohio State? A rock skipper?
I said that Saturday. I remember I said that. I go, are we sure the better quarterback playing in that Ohio State game is Arch Manning?
Oh, my God.
You laughed at me. I mean, this guy.
I apologize.
They booed him off the field.
They did. The delivery. What are we watching with this guy?
Spurrier nailed it. He was so good. Why didn't he play last year? Ewers was a 6th-round pick, 7th-round pick, whatever.
Yeah, and I got to quickly get this out of the way.
Yeah, sure.
Roughing the passer in the Giants game and the Cardinals game.
We're doing the body weight crap again. Oh, didn't look good. It looked hard hit. Laundry.
In the Cardinals game, the guy is hitting Bryce Young, I think actually before he released the ball and trying to turn sideways. The guy for the Giants actually sacked Dak or got to Dak, and he's twisting like in midair to try to land sideways. Nope, guy's roughing the passer.
Yep. I just go to my ugly. We'll skip ahead. The Jets, 150 yards, 0 of 11 on 3rd down. Fields, 27 yards passing. Now 0-23 in his career when the opponent scores more than 21 points. UCLA and Vatech already fired their coaches. What has happened to these programs? 15-point favorite at home to New Mexico, who's not good, and you get blown out? And then Vatech? Enter Sandman. Toughest place to play. Can't win.
Yada.
Lose to Old Dominion again. Old Dominion going 90 yards on him multiple times.
Drive after drive after drive.
Yeah, and Heupel and Steichen. Steichen got bailed out, but that's ridiculous. Well, we were in field goal range. It's a 60-yarder. From he was short on the kick.
Yeah.
And then Heupel just shutting it, both guys just shutting it down. And I'm good we don't get closer, I'm good. For him to do that in a big game, the kid was so nervous, thought he was going to wet himself. And he misses it and pushes it wide right, and that's Tennessee for you. I mean, they blew that game.
That was an exquisite final drive that got completely out of control.
Why would he do that?
By playing so conservative at the end, and then the false start, and then when they kept going over to the poor kicker, he had no chance. Shame on me. I should have looked at Georgia money line when he was lining up to kick the field goal. That was not going to go in.
Yep.
They deserved to win that game.
Yep.
My ugly, a lot of the same from you as well. That's it. I got sucked in betting Clemson to win the ACC on cross-sport parlays. Can burn those tickets the way it looks. And Dabo, you can have them. What an overrated coach this guy has turned into. Well, I don't even know if he's overrated anymore. But take away Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson, and they would be a perennial 7 or 6 win team.
He's the John Calipari of college football.
Good job.
He can recruit but can't coach.
I had the Jets on my list as well. I documented what they did in their their drives all the way into the fourth quarter against that Bills defense. Yikes. And look, I loved what I saw in the fourth quarter Monday night with J.J. McCarthy and that Vikings offense once it got humming. Let's be honest here. They have been borderline pathetic for 7 out of 8 quarters that have been played so far. There's no way around it.
Yep. Good, the bad, the ugly, brought to you by sharpplays.com. Get the latest betting insights and analysis now. sharpplays.com.
And now we're going to get Carson Wentz on Sunday against Jake Browning, the game that we all signed up for. Holy smokes. And the Vikings have injuries on defense and the offensive line and Aaron Jones. They have that early bye week too, by the way, because they're going to play those back-to-back games and they get the bye after that.
Yeah. You're going to get Carson Wentz in Ireland and London too.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. Up next, we will discuss the Monday Night Football doubleheader. We'll break down field goal props, and this Tampa defense is so good at limiting teams from this. I'll explain what it is next here on VSiN.